Hello, everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Landry. Most of you already probably serve on the team if you are watching this and you serve in some capacity in Crossroads students, or maybe you're watching this because you were getting ready to join the team in some capacity, which I'm really excited for you to serve. The work we do at Crossroads Church is very crucial to the church, which is raising up the next generation to become fully devoted followers of Christ. And we do incredible work in our ministry, and we work with some amazing students, and we have an amazing team that continues to push that mission forward. But one of the things I want to hit on in this video is I just want to put in front of you some things we put in place to make sure we are protecting you as the leader and also ensuring that our students are safe at all of our events. And these are very important things to go over. And it's also just a great reminder to make sure that we are aware of how we're connecting with students on a weekly basis. And of course, we promote and encourage you leaders to connect with students, to build relationships with them, and to build mentor relationships with our students to help encourage them and disciple them to become better followers of Christ. But with that comes a great responsibility of making sure we're doing it in an appropriate way. So I'm going to dive into some things to look for, to hold each other accountable in, and also to just make sure and reflect on your own leadership in whatever capacity you serve in Crossroads students, making sure that you're following these guidelines and just being aware of things as we have different student events and things like that. But also, we are mandatory reporters serving with adolescent children. What that means is we also need to look out for signs of abuse, even outside of maybe, of course, the church, maybe at home or some things like that, to make sure we are reporting correctly and just covering all of our bases as we serve the next generation. So I just want to go over a few things with you. Okay, I have a few different papers, so if I'm looking down, it's because I'm reading off these documents. So first things first is, hey, we are going to be in contact with students, okay? But here's the thing: when it comes to social media, when it comes to texting, when it comes to any other communication platform, do not have individual conversations, private conversations, one-on-one with students. That goes for social media, and that actually goes for in person too. If you're going to have an in person conversation, make sure that another group, other people, can publicly see you having a conversation with the students. Never go behind closed doors with one individual student, and never have private conversations through texting, Snapchat, any other social media platform. Now, I encourage group leaders to create group messaging. So there's a text thread and many witnesses to what's being talked about. Most of what we communicate through group texting is really encouraging students to come to one of our events or to let them know of upcoming events coming up, and maybe sharing a verse or an encouraging word for the week. I think that's really what the group chat should be used for. So make sure if you're communicating at all that you are communicating in a group setting. Not only that, for you middle school group leaders, if you're a middle school group leader, you need to get permission from the parents to start even a group chat. Now, I found ways to make this easy. Maybe you're a new leader, or maybe you've been serving for a while, but you never start a group chat with your students. One thing that you can do is for the students that have a cell phone, take time in one of your group time, to just ask the students to text their parents and ask permission if they can be part of a group chat for their small group at church, and have them show you the parents' message and to get approval, or reach out personally to the students that kind of help also promote building a relationship with the parents. One of the values here that we try to carry out and live by as a student leader is partner with parents. The more we get to know the parents, the more we build a relationship with them, which means the more influence we have to be able to work with the student and also maybe even impact that parent. So that's huge. Okay. Um, do not be alone with any student at any time. We talked about that. No inappropriate contact with the student. What I mean by that is physical contact. No tickling. No students sitting on your lap. I would say even no frontal hugs. I promote side hugs, fist bumps, high fives. You can do that, but no other inappropriate contact. Okay, that is very important. Because perception is everything, and some people might perceive that as grooming or inappropriate. So please be mindful of how you're, contacting the student. Fist bumps, high fives, side hugs are perfectly fine. Um, Please be mindful with the social media thing. Please be mindful of posting pictures of your group on your personal social media account. Um, Make sure to send pictures actually to us, to me or Kendra, who runs our social media. We have a student ministry social media account, which is obviously directly connected with our organization. And obviously, it's all student stuff. So if you do an event on your own, send me the pictures, and we will post them through our organization social media and tag you to it. If you post stuff on your personal account, one, it gets complicated because, did you get consent from the parent? These are adolescent children. They're not over 18 years old. So you still have to get permission. And so please do not be posting pictures on your personal social media accounts. That is going to be very important, just because, there may be a complex situation where we have a foster student that is part of our student ministries, and a lot of the times they cannot have pictures of themselves on social media. Maybe their own personal social media, but a lot of times it's to protect the privacy of the foster parent. I'm a foster parent, so I went through that training. So please do not be posting pictures of your students on your personal account. Remember that you are a mentor leader to the student, okay? You are not their peer. Remember that. Separate yourself and be the role model, the mentor leader in your group. Do not do childish things. Don't swoop to their level. You're an adult. You're the mentor. You are not a peer, okay? You have to separate yourself and have that type of dynamic relationship as a mentor leader. Another thing that maybe we haven't talked about in the past, and this is why I'm doing a video, it's not going to be perfect, but I hope it gets the point across, is another thing is favoritism. Now, this hasn't come to mind, but I recently did a training, and it talks about this idea of no favoritism. So here's what it says. No favoritism. Please keep distance from engaging one specific student. Do your best to engage your whole group so no one is excluded. Favoritism might look like this. Okay, refrain from giving a child a special nickname or a special gift. If you're going to do nicknames, maybe a student comes up to you, for example, and they're like, "Hey, can you give me a nickname for a nickname?" And you're just like, "Hey, how about this? How about we ask the whole group if we all want to do nicknames? Include the whole group. Do not exclude certain individuals to certain things. If it's a gift and you're thinking about giving your students a gift, make sure it's your whole group and not just a specific student, okay? It shows favoritism and can also be a sign of potential grooming. All right. The other thing that I have is, as a mandatory reporter, it's important that we report certain things. So, for example, if a student is harming themselves, you need to notify me immediately, and I will notify the parents, and I'll follow the proper steps and, refer counseling and things like that to the family. If it's a teen pregnancy and a student comes to you and says, "Hey, I'm pregnant," you need to notify me, and then I would notify the parents, and I'll take care of the rest. If there's a suicide threat or attempt, notify me, and I'll notify the parents, and we will follow the proper steps to maybe recommending certain counseling treatments, things like that. If there's suspicion of child abuse, notify me, and I'll call Child Protective Services. Those are a few things. Or if they even think about hurting others, notify me, and we would take the proper steps. Those are important things to know as a leader, no matter if you're a small group leader, if you're on the grill team, the environment team, the check-in team. If we are working with adolescent children, students, we are all reporters, and we all need to hold each other accountable to these things. And speaking of holding each other accountable, the things I just talked about, if any of us see something that is questionable, maybe another leader did something, you're like, I'm not sure if that's borderline this or that or past the boundary, please let me know. It's not that you're accusing somebody of grooming or something extreme. It's just simply making sure that we are creating a safe environment for our students. So feel free to please let me know if you ever see anything suspicious or you have questions about something, and I would love to clear that up and make sure that we are all being held accountable to these things and also creating a safe environment for our students. So those are the main things that I have for when it comes to regards of potential grooming, child abuse. Just be very wise, discern if you find yourself in a situation. Maybe a student comes to you about a private issue. Make sure that you're being smart and wise about how you're going to navigate that conversation. Maybe invite another leader that the student trusts to be part of that. Really never take on certain personal issues on your own, because if things go south and the student is having a hard time, it's not that maybe you did anything wrong, but it's easy for a student to accuse an adult to do something. Unfortunately, there had been a lot of times where that has happened in ministry in general in the past, and some of it came out true and some of it came out not true. But either way, I want to make sure I am protecting you as a leader and obviously creating a safe place for our students as well. Don't put yourself in a bad situation. Make sure you're going through all the proper communication. So, for example, if you're thinking about doing something with students, if you got a question about a conversation you had with students and you're just not sure how to continue to proceed with the conversation or what's appropriate, feel free to ask. I mean, sometimes there are sticky situations and it's hard to decide what is right. And I don't expect you guys to just know everything. So please contact me, over communicate to me, and we will clear up anything that we need to clear up and make sure that we are equipping you well to handle different situations. But that is all I have. Thank you so much for investing in the next generation. I hope this video helps you. I hope it clears up some things when it comes to how we should engage with students and build relationships with students. Obviously, we promote that. We want you to build strong relationships with these students so that you can be a mentor, leader to them. But of course, what comes with that is a great responsibility to serve them well, to protect ourselves, and to protect the families that we serve. Thank you so much for all you do. And if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. Or if I missed something that you're like, hey, have you thought about this? I would love to put that into writing here with the documents I already have to continue to train and equip our leaders. So thank you so much for all you guys do.